5 cars, 4 days, 3 destinations, 1 objective. This is the Subaru ForesterDRIVE. Day 1 starts at the Motor Image Philippines showroom in Manila, where some of the best motoring journalists assemble to join the drive. Raring to get their hands behind the wheel of the all-new Subaru Forester, they breezed through the briefing, packed up, strapped in, and rolled out. First stop is Sapang Uwak in Porac, Pampanga. Through the fine volcanic dust, the Forester convoy went on at a brisk pace, diving neck-deep, so to speak, to some of the very challenging terrain, with steep inclines, abrupt descents, narrow and curvy dirt roads, and more. At first contact with its natural element, the Forester's X-Mode all-wheel drive and its other class-leading features made easy work of whatever lay ahead. Evidently, none of the media participants broke a sweat, and neither did the Forester.
That was lots of fun. Really a lot of fun. Aside from giving the car a bit of a workout, the views up there were just priceless. Unbelievable views. Like, we just come from Batanes and yet we're still in awe. So that's saying a lot when you come from somewhere as beautiful as Batanes and you managed to be impressed by a place in Luzon. Was just like, wow. The mountain ranges, the Lahar, it's just really, really nice.
A brief stop at Subic gave the group a chance to unwind after a relatively easy but exciting day of driving, and allowed them to prepare for what was in store for day 2. Bright and early, the 5 Foresters were lined up, gleaming under the beautiful morning sun. As the group quickly assembled for a photo op to get right on the route to the summer capital of the country. Baguio. It was literally a fast track with the convoy, as everyone was raring to get on the bottom of Cannon Road for the twisty climb, just to make sure all the drivers were alert and up for the task. Their late lunch was capped off with an adventurous sampling of the famous civet coffee from the Soul Cafe. Then off and up they went, non-stop to the city of pine trees. Without much effort, the group reached Baguio safely and checked in at the chalet after a cozy and hearty dinner at the Forest House. Day 3. With about 4 hours of driving ahead to reach Sagada from Baguio, the convoy went for an early start. Everyone felt at ease with the signature tenacious handling of the Forester on the seemingly endless bends, and the effortless manner of which the whole convoy was powering upwards, until they reached the highest point of the Philippine highways. The Foresters reached Sagada in good time and on schedule. The Rock Inn was a very welcome rustic refuge after the very long drive. And right there, the Sagada experience began. In the expert hands of an indigenous potter, a shapeless mound of clay became a work of art in mere minutes.
Well, it's both daunting and enjoyable at the same time. I mean, I've always enjoyed driving, so given the chance to drive it all the way from Manila to Sagada, it's a very unique experience, and it shows the capability of the car in various terrain, so it's pretty good. Now they're using a brand new 2-liter DIT engine, which produces more power and yet is more fuel efficient. For the 2-liter model, I think the biggest news there is the application of the CVT transmission, which makes it fuel efficient. And of course, while driving up Sagada, you notice there's no loss of power at all.
First impressions is it is improved in every way. Like every single aspect of the old Forester has been improved. So you've got better NVH, you've got a nice smoother ride, a really quiet engine. Now this engine you won't even know is on sometimes when you're idling. Direct injection, of course, so that gives you a different type of power delivery. You don't tend to get the turbo lag as much as you did before, and the previous one was already good. So you've got this nice linear power delivery. It doesn't feel quite as explosive because I think the last one was a little more dramatic, but I think the figures would disagree with you if you actually looked at it, because it is a quicker car. Great news for Forester owners, especially the XT, because that was one big concern that's finally been addressed. Styling, completely subjective, so won't really go there. Handling, once again, improved. Steering feel, direct, nice. Haven't really experienced any understeer or anything like that. It's quite very balanced ride. So steering wheel is really nice. It's got all the controls you want. You've got everything from your S drive now, which used to be situated in the gearbox, and now it's on the steering wheel. The S drive now is particularly good because it really does affect everything, including the gearbox. You can unlock, just like in any great app, you can unlock 2 extra gears in this car. So if you are in just normal mode, you're only going to get up to 6 speed. But if you flick it over and you put it onto S sharp, you can get up to 8 speed.
I'm very impressed. I've always had the impression that it was, you know, sort of a soft roader, a mild off-road vehicle, and yet, you know, after what we put it through, those were some serious off-road trails. And you know, previously I really only would have, you know, taken a pickup there, something with a 4-wheel drive, low lock. And yet we took it in a Forester with, you know, the viscous coupling, center differential, and you know, usually by that definition, that's just typically an all-wheel drive. It's you know, you have fun with it in sand a little bit. You know, you don't typically take it to a torturous trail like that, and yet we did, and it just managed it so easily. You have that X mode that just combines everything in one simple button. The car does all the thinking for you, and it was just ridiculously easy how we tackled that trail, how we tackled the mountain roads, how we tackled the off-road portions here in Sagada. So that was a real eye-opener, and you know, I have much more respect for the Forester now for everything it can do. You know, and it's just a car that won't look out of place in the city or out of town. So it's a great package.
Being here, being in the mountain, feeling the cold, and you know, good camaraderie with motoring media and our family from Subaru, it's excellent. You really feel like, you know, not just we're taken care of, but like, that's excellent, basically.
Just a short drive away were the famous hanging coffins of Sagada, a somber but nonetheless beautiful backdrop for more photo ops with the motoring press. As they say, good days aren't always long enough, as their day at Sagada was soon capped off with some fun time around a bonfire. Most everyone turned in early, for the next day's attraction was something that's definitely not to be missed. With an unforgettable 4-day immersion with the all-new Subaru Forester, each one in the group geared up for the long drive home, totally content, and with a deeper appreciation for our heritage and what our northern treasures have to offer.